So in this video, I'm going to be raising this $20 to 4,700 using the market structure in the trend lines as well as the Bollinger Bands. I'm going to be trading first, and then afterwards I'm going to show you how to identify those trades and get a sharp entry as well as to sustain a floating loss. So do pay attention in this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's go. So we are in volatility 151s index on the 4-hour time frame. So I'm going to be trading that using this $20 account. So I'm going to show you the reason for my buy entry here. So the first thing you do when you're about to enter a trade is to draw your trend lines. You need to first draw your trend lines. In my experience, drawing trend lines, it will help you to analyze the market pattern so that you can see where your trade is going. Right now it seems like an uptrend, right? Because we have a bullish trend here. So what happened is that there was a break of structure here to the left. The price was resisting to break that, and it finally did. When it did, it then came back with a retest in the 4-hour time frame there. And the thing I like about the 4-hour time frame or the higher time frames is that they are very powerful, and price usually respects them. Unlike the 1-minute time frame, price does not respect the 1-hour time frame, the 1 minute, sorry. So here there was a pullback, right? Which means there's going to be buying power. So that is why I started to get in the trade. Now I have a floating loss of $6, but it's okay. We will get in profit like here, just like that. So you're gonna need to get a sharp entry so that your account does not blow. To be safe, I urge you to put only one position. Don't try to follow me here. I'm not urging everybody to go full margin on their accounts. I urge you to go as slow as possible because trading takes time. Okay, so I like to trade retests. I'm sure I've showed you in my other videos. I like the retest. I don't like to stay in the trades for too much. When I get profit, I like to close so that I can build the account, so that the account can accumulate more trading lots. Okay, so this is after a lot of minutes, hours I might add. So each position has managed to secure me $13, and it has gone up to break the trend line, which means after breaking the trend line there's going to be a retest. So when that does happen, I usually exit the trade. So this is volatility 151s. I close from $20 to 454. It seems like it's impossible, but it's very possible. Yes, it's very possible with leverage 1 is to 1,500. It's very possible. Even 1 is to 1,000. That can still do. That can still do because it accumulates a lot of lots. Volatility 151s. You might want to try. So in the daily time frame, it has finally broken the trend line here. But beware, when it does that, it usually comes back. So you don't want to be found in the trade during this time. So what I was saying is that when it made a breakout in the trend line there, and then it made a pullback, that was my go ahead to keep going in the trade, and it made me sure that the trade was going to go up. So this is another trade. This is volatility 101s on the 4-hour time frame. Again, I'm going to be using the Bollingers. I started trading without the Bollinger to show you that you can still get profit without the Bollingers, but you can use the Bollingers to make your work even more easier. The first thing you need to do is to draw trend lines. You need to bear that in mind. If you want to be a good trader, you need to first draw trend lines. Don't rely on the indicators. Draw trend lines first, then you identify the side of the market, and then you see if there is a break of structure or if there is a break of trend line. In this case, there was a break of trend line, and when there's a break of trend line, you know what usually happens. This was a bullish breakout because it broke going up. When there's a breakout of a trend line, which means a pullback follows, especially if you are dealing with a higher time frame, a pullback always follows. But if you're dealing with a low time frame, the pullback might not come, such as the 1 minute and the 5 minutes. The pullback might not come. In some times it comes, but not always all the time. But with the higher time frame, it does come. So the Bollinger Bands will be your go ahead because it has touched the top Bollinger Band, meaning it's about to go down with a retest. So as for me, I want to trade that retest, okay, that pullback. So that is the trade which I'm about to use. So I'm going to put my sell orders here in my $400 account. I'm going to use full margin because I'm sure, and since I've traded before, I know that when there's a break of trend line, there's going to be a pullback, and the Bollinger Band is going to make sure that pullback happens because the top Bollinger Band indicates that price is about to go down. If you use the Bollinger Bands on its own without the trend line, trust me, you are going to fail. You are going to fail.
So in today's highly detailed video, I'm gonna be explaining how to check your news, your calendar. You click right on the top left over there, that's with the calendar icon. You click on it and then it takes you to these events. So at the moment you're on the economic events, make sure that it shows that it's for today, such that you can see the current news for the day. So 1 star means that it's low impact, 2 stars means that it's middle impact, and 3 stars it means that it's high impact. So on there you check that the previous result and the forecast and then the unpublished, which will be the actual. So we trade the unpublished news using the previous and the forecast. So if the previous is that percent and the forecast is that one, it means that the actual would be close to the forecast. So when you click to the top right corner over there, it shows you the settings on how to set your own news. For example, this is how I want mine to appear. The economic indicators, the events, and the holidays. I want all that news. If you want top news only, you click on that, and you can select event categories and countries and regions, and also time zones because they differ. And when you're done, you simply click on that done option and then it will pop right down. So back to our options on the charts, I want to check my trading activities. So I'll slide over to that trading bar over there. So there it will give me my watch list, which is almost 1,000 symbols for my easier convenience. I click on Euro card over there, it takes me directly to the chart. And since I don't want the Bollinger Bands, I'll simply click on the Bollinger Bands on there and then it will come off. And then I pinch out to zoom out so that I can see which pattern this is, so that I can have a clear analysis on my page. This is Fastbull, so sign up.
Because if it was that accurate, then the owner would have just used those Bollinger Bands. So you need to use them in accordance with the market structure for them to work, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, it really motivates me. Let's go 100k subscribers. I'll be really grateful to post more contents, even more highly. I hope you're enjoying my video. So as you can see, this was a sharp entry, the sharpest as possible, okay, on $900 profit, and I will close the profit because now I have finished the retest which I was trading retest, and that's how you do most of my trades. They are only retests, but I'm sure you can trade what you would like. Don't worry, don't try to copy me. I only like to trade retests because I'm very good at those. This is another trade where in volatility 75.1s on the 30 minutes time frame. So first I decided to draw my trend line, and I can see something of a triangle, right? I'm sure you can see a flag. It's sort of a flag, right? A triangular flag. So the next thing you'd know when you see a pattern like this is that it's going to go up, right? In some scenario, it usually goes down to take the stop losses of the early buyers. It usually does that. So you need to be very careful. You need to use very small lots when you see such a trade like this. Yes, you'll be accurate because it will go up at the end, but you need to be accurate here. You need to be accurate. So here now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my buy positions. I have no worries because my account is big, right? I've managed to put it to 1,000, so it's okay. I can put as many positions as possible as I can put. But as for you from your side, don't try to copy me here. Just put the regular position, the smallest one. You can put 1. The TP nowadays can even show you the amount of profit you can have. You don't need to calculate using pips, so you can just see and be content with that. So I managed to put the order blocks here so that I know that even if it managed to go with a floating loss, I will not suffer that much. Okay, so as a trader, before you execute your position, you need to know your loss first before you know your profit. Okay, you need to trade basing on the loss first before the profit. Okay, so I put one position with $1. It seems okay, but I'm going to increase my positions so that I get the maximum profit I can get. So volatility 75.1s, it seems a bit fast. Am I dead? But I'm going to be increasing more lots. I'm going to go full margin. I haven't traded boom and crash in a while, so do comment if you like boom and crash. Okay, let's do this. Just comment if you like currencies, or if you like volatilities, or if you like boom and crash. Just comment the pair so that I can see which one is the most votes, and then I will do a video next on that. So we have 3 types here: the volatility, or the currencies, or boom and crash. So just comment the pair you like so that I can base using that, the one with the most comments. Then I'll do a video on that. That will be the video I'll be doing next. Okay, in the next 5 days I'll be doing a video on that. So here, if you notice a flag pattern like this with the triangle, just know it's going to go up, but it first like to go for the stop loss of the early buyers. So bear that in mind. You might need to calculate your floating loss first, but definitely the trade will go up. So if you want to make profit in trading, you need to use a very small lot by calculating the floating loss first, that when it goes to hit the early buyers or the early sellers, what will happen to your trade. So that's what happens most. As you know me, I like to trade retests. I usually no longer wait for the breakout because I use the market structure to tell me what I should do. So when I get profit like this, I usually close. I don't like to prove to people that I know how to trade. I just close, get the profit, find another trade, and again with a bigger lot because the account would have accumulated. It's just as simple as that. Okay, so for those who are asking why Deriv no longer accepts their orders using cents, like 3 cents, 12 cents, as of 1 November, Deriv updated his policy, so you can no longer do that. But if you deposit $1, yes, it still does, it can still work. I'm going to be doing a video for you on that. Those videos are very long because raising a very small account needs very hard work, very hard work. We have to concentrate on how to sharp entry. Unlike this account, I can trade basing on floating loss because I know I'll be okay when the floating loss comes. The account can hold, can withstand, but cents will not withstand, so you need to be very careful. That is why it's very boring to trade cents account. Unlike a 1000 or a 2000 or a 5000, it's very fast to raise those kind of accounts. But I'm going to be raising $1 for you guys so that you can see that it still works in volatility 75.1s, so that you can still have your hopes up that you can still use those kind. If you blow your account, you can use $1 to bring your account back. So here I decided to re-enter because the profit level wasn't reached, so I exited to get back with a bigger lot so that I can get as much profit as possible from this trade. So I usually use the top down analysis or the down up. I don't know which F1. They all work. You need to check the trade from all angles and all sides. Okay, so I'll close now. So we are in 4.7. Like I said, it has reached my target. It did not even go down to the stop loss. It did not even go down. So there, that was where my stop loss was, but it did not go there. I don't use stop losses. November's are for no stop losses. So like I said in my last video, I joined the no stop loss gang. It's either be a man or suffer, haha. But I'm not encouraging you. Please do use your stop losses and take profits. As for me, I like to do it manually and it's more fun. I don't like these automatic things to do everything for me. I like to do all the work myself. So I urge you, if you want to, then use them. They are good. But as for me, I'm in no stop loss gang. If you're in no stop loss gang, please comment so that I know that I'm not alone. Please do throw a comment. I need to know that I'm not alone in this gang. So we are in boom 1000. I'm finished trading, so I'm just going to show you the Bollinger Band strategy so that when you're doing, you don't miss any point. So the first thing you do is you draw your trend line. Okay, this is the past trading data I'm using. This is the H4. I usually like the H4 because it's very accurate and there isn't any funny moments or funny pullbacks or the price going up and down. It's usually straightforward. Like here, you see there was a breakout, right? And the next candle which touched the Bollinger Band, so which means when there's a breakout of a trend line, there's going to be a retest. So when you're trading, you need to bear that in mind. But then there are some of you who will go full margin on a trade like this. Just look at it. It went up with that wick, right? You started buying. Then you think you are wrong, then you exit the trade. After that, it goes down with a wick. Then you know you were right all along. You need to trust yourself. You need to trust yourself, okay? When you say you're going to sell, you need to sell, okay? When you say there's going to be a retest after a breakout, then that's what's going to be happen, okay? That is what will happen. Just sell and leave the market for a while. This is 4 hours. You just count 4 hours, come back after 4 hours. You see yourself taking your profit because that's what usually happens. Why did it go up there? It went up there to take the stop losses of people like you. You need to stay in the market. Use small lots next time. Here, there's another trade here. First, you draw the trend line so that you make sure everything is going to plan, so that you know this is an uptrend or downtrend. In this case, this is an uptrend, right? There was a breakout of a trend line going upwards, and then it touched the Bollinger Band. So the next thing you will know is that price will drop, okay? So the settings of the Bollinger Band, I already put them in my Telegram group a long time ago. All you have to do is download the latest pictures, then you see I posted them. So this is another trade. This is a head and shoulders, sorry, a Quasimodo. There is our head in the middle, the left shoulder, the right, then you wait for the right shoulder. You can even use trend lines, right? You can use trend lines. So we have another trade here. We have another trade here. So there was a breakout, right? And something like a pullback, but I'm not sure. It went back in the trend line and then got up, right? Yes, it's indicating a high buying power, but I would not trust it that much. So when you're using your TP, you use the space in the channel, then you put it like this. That's how you make your TP, which is very it's very accurate, by the way. So in this trade, we draw our trend line. Trend lines are essential. They are very essential in the trading system like this one. And when you're trading, make sure the trend lines do touch the top wicks, not the body, the wicks, because Those are the important parts. In some trading videos you have watched, I'm sure you are told that it doesn't matter whether it touched the wicks or the board, but I say to you, it matters. If you care about floating loss, yes, it does matter, because these trend lines usually go up and break the trend line, right, and then comes down with a wick. So when you draw using the body, you just suffer that long wick, that huge floating loss. So if you encounter a trade like this is what you do. When you see a breakout, right, and then there's a pullback, you know you need to sell, right? But the thing is that you need to know that it usually comes down to the trend line there, where I'm putting many lines there. So you might also need to put your sell stop there, so that when price goes there, it will be started. Yes, so your TP is like, you measure the space of the channel inside, then you put it downwards, and then there's a special point you use, that's your TP right there. That's how you put your TP. It doesn't matter what the price to the side is showing you. When you just use like what I've said here, you will be very accurate. So there's another special type of pattern, which is a trend channel. Let me show you. It usually backfires, so you need to be very careful, okay, when you enter a trade like that. This one, such as this one, where it is a wide entrance and then a small thin point where it's about to break the channel. So it broke the channel going downwards, right, and there was a pullback. Then you say, oh, this is a good trade, and it's eventually a good trade. You enter your sell, but down there is a Quasimodo. Look, there's a head there in the left shoulders, so which means price is waiting for the right shoulder here. So if you don't notice that, you'll be caught off guard and you blow your account. So you need to analyze these things too. You need to know where they are Quasimodos, because they also help in your trading. So if you put your TP there, your line inside, you see it's accurate. It went to the bottom part where the Quasimodo right shoulder is just started. So if you like this video, just put a like there and a comment. If you are no stop loss gang, please comment the type of pair you like, so that I know the one with most comments. Then I'll just do a video on that next.